You guys, welcome to today's video. Today I am doing a look at the new Dior foundations. So these are actually not new, but they're new iterations of the Dior Forever Matte and the Dior Forever Glowy that just came out. And I just ordered some things from Dior. You probably saw one of the videos with the Quint organza, which I will link right here. And they sent me sample cards, so I thought, let's give it a go. Now, if you're new here, I'm blind as a bat, so I did make a little mistake, but you'll see that later on. And also, if you're new here, I want to tell you a little bit about me, because I see so many people doing reviews who don't talk about their skin type, and it really matters. How am I taking this into consideration, what this person is saying? I am 59 years old, and I have skin that's dry. I used to say it's on the precipice of being dry. It's not actually dry, but lately, you know, it's January. I'm feeling kind of dry. I don't have flaky skin though. I don't have dry bits, but I'm not producing the same amount of oil, ceramides, hyaluronic acid, elastin, collagen, all the things that keep your skin plump and beautiful. I'm not producing it so much. I'm also very sensitive. Very, very aware of things that are drying. The tightening feeling on my face means it's doing something that's not good. Tight skin is dry skin generally. Sometimes people ask, what's the difference between dehydration and dry skin? Dry skin feels tight. My preference for foundations tends to be something a little bit more skin-like. When I consider skin-like, glowy, and light medium coverage. So not quite light. I have some things that are light, but I do have things to cover, but not really heavy. I don't have very much in the full coverage arena. I'm going to read to you some other things that they have said about it. Dior Forever is the iconic no transfer foundation. To me, that's fantastic because sometimes I pull foundation down. Like this blouse, I was thinking, oh, why don't I just, bring the collar up today? I like that. But I didn't put it on today because I had bubble packs and I'm out. And I don't want to get foundation on. So no transfer means my clothes are safe, and I really, really like that. It offers high perfection complexion with 24-hour wear. Thanks to its formula composed of 86% floral skincare, this fluid foundation provides the skin long-lasting comfort and lets it breathe while lastingly improving skin quality. I take issue with the use of lastingly. There might be a better word than that. It's a difficult word. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but I digress. Tested in conditions of heat, sweat, and humidity, the Dior Forever foundation offers a natural matte makeup finish with no shine from morning to night. Now, I myself start with a very shiny face because of my skincare. Today, I was very, very shiny and very, very red because I did a mechanical, kind of an aggressive mechanical exfoliation. So I really needed some coverage. And I'm not actually wearing it because I'm out. Today, I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury. So for me, most foundations that are matte that I have tried, they don't look matte on me. I get a little bit of a shine. But the first day I tried this, I was very nearly matte and I did not powder, where I often do have to do a little bit of powder just to take down my shine. I did a 3-day wear test, you guys, and now we're going to do the application for the first day. So this morning, before I washed my face, I thought, let me try this. And I used 1N. I didn't have my glasses on, so I didn't know what color I was putting on, and it actually seemed like a decent color for me. I think my skin is pretty light right now. And mattes oftentimes do darken up. So I think I'm going to do half and half. I'm going to do N1 on this side, and 2, which is my usual color in Dior, on the other side. But see how this matches my ear, and right here, this is the lightest place of my skin. The lightest place of my skin, good language. Not that I necessarily want to match the lightest area of my face, because that usually has an overall effect of being too light, but I thought this might be helpful to those of you who are a little bit lighter than me. It is scented. It's scented. Yeah, the scent's pretty strong. Applies very nice with the fingers. Of course, there is the benefit of all my skincare, which has been sinking in for maybe 10 minutes. I'm going to just put some under my eyes, although it is matte, and I probably shouldn't, but there we have it. This is a pretty decent match for me, and that is 1N, and I have a feeling it will darken up. And now 2N on the other side of the face. I find that most mattes will do that. They just aren't going to be too matte on me because of my skincare. And this feels like it's really very decent coverage. I don't want to say full because I'm sure there are people out there who have a different definition of full. Just a little bit here. I'm going to add right there. I'm going to wipe off the rest of my tablecloth here because, yeah, a little bit goes a long way. And I'm going to add right here. Again, wipe off my fingers and then pat. Okay, so in the immediate, I feel like looking in this mirror looks pretty, looks like solid coverage. When I'm looking in this, which is magnified, right here and right here, I'm going to move in here. I do not like this. This is the look of dehydrated skin, which I often have on this side of my face, but I almost never have it on this side of my face. Could it be because this is matte foundation? Yes, it could, because matte foundations tend to be drying. So I'm going to come back in about 15 or 20 minutes because shade to shade, I don't see a huge difference. Like, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable going out. I don't think someone would go, what's going on your face? This side is lighter than this side. It definitely is something darker over here. But remember, the light is different over here because I have a door open. But this side I feel is lighter, which it should be, and this one is a little bit better for me. Just wanted to show you in case you were 1N or 2N what the difference is if you can't decide. It's very, very slight. All right, it's been a few minutes, not a lot. I do feel a slight tightening to the skin going on, which is also kind of common for something that is long wear and for something that is matte. But as you can see, I don't have a matte look because of my skincare. So I thought we'd do a little bit of blushy blush. This is the new Chanel. I'm not going out today, so I'm not going to do a full thing of makeup. But I do want to see how these work together. It's fine. There's no skipping. There's no dragging. And this has not been setting up for a long time. Seriously, I think I had the camera off for 3 minutes. All right, for that first day was very, very promising. I actually took Lucy on a hike for almost an hour, and you know, I didn't sweat too much. It's not that hot here, but I did sweat a little bit. It looked beautiful. It looked wonderful all day long. Every time I looked in the mirror, I thought, wow, I really, really like this. Now, I have to say that I have 3 foundations from Dior. Dior is a foundation brand that I can get next to. I don't think I own more than 1 foundation from any other line out there, and it's primarily because they make good colors for me. I use 2N, and one of my 2Ns is a little bit dark. I wear it in the summer. One of my 2Ns is a little too light, and I wear it this time of year, but it can run a little light on me. I love their foundations, but I've never tried this foundation. So it lasted all day. It looked beautiful. Every time I looked in the mirror, I thought, oh, this looks so pretty. It lasted through a workout without a problem. It felt a little bit tight. So the next day I wanted to change what I was doing with my skincare to see if I could get rid of that. The tightness abated after about a half an hour, 45 minutes or so. It didn't last, but it was a little concerning because I felt that I was seeing some signs of dehydration. But the truth is, you know what? I see those signs all the time. I usually just see it on this side of the face, and now I'm beginning to see it on this side of the face because, shocker of all shockers, I'm getting older. I don't know. So let's take a look at day 2. So yesterday I did it with my fingers, which is my preference, and today I'm going to use a brush. And before we get started, yes, I'm feeling a little tightness and a little tingling from my sunscreen. So what I was feeling yesterday might not have had anything to do with this foundation. I'm in the color 2N, and I don't know if I want to break that open. I think what I'm going to do is I took yesterday's, because they sent me 2 of these bubbles, and I mixed 1N and 2N in this teeny little thing here, and I think I'm just going to do that. And hopefully the sun will come out, and you can really get a sense of what this color is. Now, my observation from yesterday was my skin looked insane. It looked so perfected. It just looked fantastic. Okay, it looks great. I don't really love doing a brush application all the time. So I'm just going to kind of press and see if there is something that didn't blend so well. Always try around the nose and try not to have too much around the lip for me. I haven't shaved my little mustache in quite some time. So the immediate observation is it's not as matte as it was yesterday. So interesting. Very same sunscreen. The skincare a little bit different today, but not terribly different. So, I'm going to go ahead and do concealer and come back at you. And the skin looks great. Unfortunately, the sun is not coming out, so I am going to break away, do the rest of my makeup. When the sun comes out, I will come back. I'm assuming the sun will come back out, and we'll see what this looks like. All right, you guys, I actually did a video, which I will post up here. I don't know which one is going up first, the foundation or the eyeshadow, the blush, and the lip, but this is all Dior today, except for the concealer. We're pretty much doing the Dior, and I love this look, so you have to watch that video. But the foundation looks beautiful. I was just going to do a 2-day wear test on this, but my experience today is different than yesterday, even though I use the same sunscreen. It both feels different than yesterday. So yesterday it felt a little dry. It looked to me a little bit dehydrating right over here, and it felt a little bit tight for the first hour, and then it loosened up a little bit. But it was matte, and I didn't need to powder at all. This is not matte. I'm certainly not as shiny as I was when I started, I think. Hard to tell because the My Shell is more matte and is more drying, but it looks, the finish looks different this time, and it feels totally comfortable this time. So I'm a little bit confused, and I'm going to have to come back one more day, and I am going to try a totally different sunscreen. And if I can remember what my combo was for my skincare today, because I think I really loaded up on some serums today. Well, we'll figure it out. I'll let you know tomorrow. But it still looks beautiful, just like it looked yesterday. So one more day, and we'll see what happens. All right, so the second day I didn't love the look as much. There was a little bit more sheen. Now, I remembered the day before as being matte, but when I was editing this, I thought it's not matte, but it's as close as matte as I pretty much get. I don't love a matte anyway, so this day, the second day, I felt there was a bit more shine, and I didn't really like it. I had overcompensated for the dryness that I felt the day before by really loading up on some serums that I usually don't do that much in the morning. It's more of an evening thing where I really go to town. And it was still beautiful, but I didn't love it as much. So I was going to make this a 2-day wear test video, but instead it's a 3-day wear test. Let's look at the 3rd day. And so we're going to do it again. Today I am doing a different sunscreen. So the first 2 days I used the same combination. Today I'm doing the Isntree hyaluronic acid. And yesterday I kind of piled on more serums than usual. So today is back to my regular skincare. And I'm feeling very hopeful I'm going to get the outcome that I want, but we shall see. And I'm breaking into a new bubble because they sent me 2 packs. And again, this is 2N. And again, it's fragranced. And the first day I did hands, fingers. The second day I used twice as much product using a brush. Today I'm going to do fingers again. It is my preference. And I'm just going to cover the redness in my neck a little bit. I mean, it gets more red from rubbing. But one thing I really like about this foundation is it's transfer proof, so I won't have to worry about getting it on the collar of whatever I end up wearing today. So this is just a little bit, and I think I'm getting very, very nice coverage. I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer, and then I'll decide if I want to add a little bit to the cheeks. I feel like once I cover the darkness under my eyes, I don't need to put any more on my cheeks, but there is a little bit of pinkness coming through. And I also feel like I don't understand it. I'm not getting a matte finish. I don't understand the first day I got it. So I think I am going to go in with a little bit more. I did let the sunscreen set up for 10 minutes. And maybe I don't have a foundation on. I don't know. But, I mean, for me, this is the kind of the point of this one, is to finally have something that's a little more on the matte side, but that makes the skin look so darn pretty. I didn't powder it the first day. I don't believe I did. Ah, okay. The one I'm putting on now, I was wondering why they sent me 2, you guys. This is the Skin Glow. So, that makes sense. All right. You know what? It doesn't say. From here to here, there is no difference in the package at all. And I just looked at the back of the bubble, and I threw away the other bubble. And the back of the bubble says, this is the Skin Glow. So, shoot. It doesn't really answer the question of, can I make that matte one matte? All right, so you know what we're going to do is settle down. I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to do my eyes and my cheeks. I'm going to finish everything up, and then we're going to powder and see what kind of finish I can get. All right, you guys, I've done the rest of my makeup, and everything went on beautifully, even though I haven't powdered the skin. So this video is going to be a strange one. By the way, this is the rest of the Dior. This is the spring summer collection, and I will link that video right here if I have the link when I'm editing this. If not, look in the description box and I will link it when I have the link. And the description box is a good place to go. For me, the Glow. So now I'm just reviewing the Glow. I don't need this because I have other glowy foundations. And one of my favorite foundations is the Dior Forever Natural Nude, which is glowy. It's not long wear, but my skin doesn't eat up foundation, so it's fine. So for me, this is not something I'm interested in. I was interested in the matte. For this, I thought maybe we'd go into this Charlotte Tilbury powder. I haven't used it in ages, but it's a beautiful powder. So I've mattified it a little bit, and it's a lot closer to what I wanted with the powder, but I kind of messed this one up, you guys. It happens. Now you have seen how both of them look. And now it's time for me to look at my notes and write down what my thoughts are for each day and come to my conclusions, and let's get into conclusions right now. So as you can see, being blind as a bat is kind of a problem, and I was using the Glowy. I'm like, why is this so glowy? Because I was out of the other one. Okay, things happen. The Glowy was pretty, but I don't need the Glowy because I already have a lot of Glowy. I will say it didn't change color, and oftentimes matte foundations oxidize and get orange. This did not. It lasted all day. It was comfortable, except for the first day it was uncomfortable for just about 45 minutes. The other two times it was comfortable. It didn't feel tightening or drying on my skin. And the coverage was beautiful. I felt like it was really close to a full coverage. Now, I'm working from a bubble, so maybe I used more than what the pump might be. I don't know. But I thought it looked so good. Every time I looked in the mirror on that first day, I'm like, oh, my goodness, how pretty. So the question is, would I buy this? And the answer is complicated because I have a lot of foundations. Two, I feel like, for me, this foundation is something I would wear if I had an active social life. If I was going out to nice restaurants 3 times a week, if I was going to the ballet, to the theater, and really wanted to look just beautiful when I'm out at night in a dressier kind of situation as opposed to, you know, a more casual situation, this would be it. In a way, it reminds me of the Luminous Silk from Giorgio Armani, just in this way. When I put that on, I think this is so fancy. It feels like it's too much for every day because I get good coverage out of it. It evens out my skin tone, but it just feels dressy. And to me, it feels dressy too. It's like probably not for my lifestyle as it is right this minute. Maybe it'll change. And I will want to look so terribly perfected several times a week, then it would be worth buying for me. But I think I'm not going to chalk it off and say no. I'm going to see if I can get a sample from Sephora, you know, a bigger sample that I can try it over several days and see, is this something that I would want to wear every day? Because it is very beautiful. Is it good for mature skin? I think if you moisturize well, yes. If you are one of those women, and there are many women who prefer something more matte because they don't want their pores to show and their lines and their wrinkles to show, I get it. You don't like the glowy stuff. This might work for you. Again, it doesn't change colors, and every matte, almost every matte I've ever tried has changed colors, so there's many good things about this. I just don't know if it's right for my life. And you guys, that is going to wrap up today's review of the new foundation, well, no, of the renewed, of the rehashed, of the updated Dior Forever Matte and Dior Forever Glow Long Wear Foundation. And my thoughts, I never tried the first one, so I don't know what the differences are, but I do think it is a very beautiful foundation, and I think it'll be a good foundation for a lot of people. That's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.